Get my perfect eyeshadow. First of all, I like to start by concealing my eyelids. You can use eyeshadow primer if you want. My favorite one is the Urban Decay Primer Potion, but lately I've just been using concealer because it covers up my veins a lot better than any primer does. So after I do that, I like to set the concealer right away before it creases with some sort of loose translucent powder. Today I'm using the Cover FX. This is a super important step for putting on your eyeshadow because it helps make the skin smooth for the shadows to be applied. You can take some more of that loose powder and go ahead and press that underneath your eyes before you get started with the eyeshadow. That way, if any shadow falls onto the loose powder, you can take a brush and just wipe it away and it won't mess up your foundation at all. So after I set my eyelids, I like to curl my eyelashes right away so that I don't mess up my eyeshadow with the eyelash curler or the eyeliner that I just applied. It just makes me feel a little bit better knowing that my eyelashes are done and out of the way before I get started with my shadow. So now to get started with the actual eyeshadow, I like to go ahead and take a cream color eyeshadow and also a big fluffy crease brush. So I like to take a little bit of that cream eyeshadow and just go ahead and place it all over my lid. This is going to dust away any excess pressed powder that we put on before, and it's also going to lighten up the area a little bit for the shadows to come. And then the next step is to choose a good transition color. I like to go with a lighter brown, something that's a little bit more on the warmer side, just because that always tends to be the best type of blending color. So I'm just going to take that same brush that I used before, dip it into the shadow, then I like to go ahead and tap off the excess. I like to start in the outer corner, going in kind of like a circular motion, and then I'll work my way to the center doing that same motion, and then eventually I'll turn it to windshield wiper motions. I'll start in the same area and then I'll go ahead and kind of sweep outwards and then go back in to the circular motions and then windshield wiper motions. I like to go back and forth, just making sure everything is really blended out well. And then after I'm done with the crease color, I like to go back in with a cream color and start at my brow bone and then kind of work its way down and blending that transition color out. Now working towards the darker colors. Right now I'm using another Makeup Geek eyeshadow. This one's called Brownie Points, and I'm going to take a pencil brush. This one is from Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. Trying to incorporate it in that transition color that we used before. Once you have that nicely placed on there, you're going to want to go back in with this transition color and the big fluffy brush and just go ahead and blend everything out again, doing circular motions, and going back into windshield wiper. And then once that's done, you can go back in with the cream color if you don't think it's blended out enough. Then we're going to go in with the darkest color. And I'm going to start by tapping it on this outer V area, kind of in the area that I want it to be focused in. And then I'm going to start swirling it in circular motions, going back and forth, and then going into windshield wiper motions in the crease. Once that's where you want it to be, go ahead and go back in with that transition color and that big fluffy brush and just blend everything out. Then when you have all the colors that you like on your lid, I like to go in with some sort of shimmery eyeshadow and place it on my lid in that plain part. I actually take my ring finger, dip it into the eyeshadow, and I'll have about that much on my finger, and I just go ahead and I apply it straight onto my lid with my finger. So I like to put that on about 1/2 of my eyelid, the inner part of my eyelid. And once that's on, I'll go ahead and wipe off that pencil brush, and then I'll just go in and blend the oiled eyeshadow in with the matte eyeshadows. and then I'll go over to the inner corner just to blend that edge as well. What I like to do to finish off any eyeshadow look is to take your favorite brow bone highlight, and then I'll put a little bit on my brow bone, and I like to put some on my inner corner as well. Once all those colors are applied, you can see that there's a little bit of fallout on this powder, so I just go ahead and take a big fluffy brush and I'll just go ahead and sweep that away.